Welcome to a captivating journey through the heart of Texas, where nature's wonders and human history blend to create a region known for its breathtaking landscapes, timeless beauty, and intriguing mysteries. As we embark on this adventure, we'll explore some of Texas's most enchanting spots, starting with the majestic Big Bend National Park. Spanning over 800,000 acres, this vast expanse of wilderness captivates visitors with its dramatic landscapes and the iconic curve of the Rio Grande. It's a haven for stargazers and nature enthusiasts alike, where every trail holds a promise of discovery. Next, prepare to dive into the depths of Caddo Lake, created in 1964 for flood control purposes but now an aquatic paradise. Beneath its serene surface lies a network of underwater caves waiting to be explored by the adventurous diver, concealing fossils, marine life, and the remnants of submerged towns. Meanwhile, Caddo Lake on the Texas-Louisiana border unfolds a lush, magical wetland, brimming with bald cypress trees and vibrant wildlife, whispering the stories of the Caddo people whose legacy is embedded in its name. But Texas isn't just about tranquil beauty and historic charm. It holds a collection of stories that serve as powerful reminders of nature's unpredictability and human intervention's consequences. In Central Texas, the Edwards Aquifer may sustain millions, but also harbors the peril of sudden sinkholes. The risk of catastrophic collapses grows with the region's development, making it an ever-present cautionary tale. Moving offshore, satellite images reveal a more hidden danger around Houston as parts of the seafloor gradually sink due to collapsing salt domes. The potential disruptions to offshore infrastructure pose significant threats, fueling fears of tsunamis and urging vigilant monitoring to safeguard the future. Finally, the haunting Gulf hum beneath Texas's coastline remains a puzzle for scientists. This low-frequency vibration, possibly from fluid movement deep underground, raises concerns about wider geological instability, making it a harbinger of as-yet unknown changes lurking in the shadows of the region. Before we start, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And now, let's dive in. Number 10. Longhorn Caverns. Did you know that one of Texas's wildest Prohibition-era nightclubs was located deep underground? Imagine jazz music echoing through vast stone chambers, flapper girls dancing under dim lantern light, and bootleggers sneaking drinks in the cool shadows of a cave. This is just one of the many incredible stories behind Longhorn Cavern, a place where nature and history collide in the most unexpected ways. Longhorn Cavern wasn't always filled with music and revelry. Millions of years ago, this incredible cave was carved by an ancient underground river, which slowly sculpted its smooth walls, towering columns, and flowing stone draperies. Unlike typical caves formed by dripping water, Longhorn Cavern owes its unique beauty to this ancient waterway. For centuries, the cave remained hidden, a secret of the Texas Hill Country, until people began discovering its wonders and its potential. By the late 1920s, the cavern's story took a wild turn. In the midst of Prohibition, when alcohol was outlawed across the United States, Longhorn Cavern became an underground hotspot, literally. Locals transformed it into a secret nightclub, hosting raucous parties that could rival the best speakeasies of New York. Jazz bands performed live, the cavern's natural acoustics amplifying their music as couples danced the Charleston on the cool stone floor. Drinks flowed freely, despite the law, and the cavern earned a reputation as the wildest party venue no one could openly talk about. But the nightclub wasn't just about glamour. It also had a hint of danger. Bootleggers used the cavern's remote location to evade authorities, and whispers of illegal gambling added an air of mystery. Those who descended into Longhorn Cavern were stepping into a world that felt both forbidden and thrilling. After Prohibition ended, the wild parties came to an end, but the cavern's story was far from over. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression, the Civilian Conservation Corps turned their attention to the site. They excavated debris, built trails, and created stone structures that are still part of Longhorn Cavern State Park today. Thanks to their work, the cavern was transformed into a place of education and exploration, preserving its natural and historical significance for future generations. Today, visitors to Longhorn Cavern can step back in time as they wander through its chambers. The guided tours not only highlight the cave's stunning geological features, but also bring its vibrant history to life. You can imagine the jazz-filled nights of the 1920s, See the marks left by Confederate soldiers mining bat guano during the Civil War, and marvel at the ancient forces of nature that shaped this extraordinary place. Longhorn Cavern isn't just a cave, it's a living time capsule. From its ancient river origins to its rebellious speakeasy days and its modern role as a preserved landmark, this Texas treasure offers a glimpse into a world where history, nature, and human creativity come together in the most surprising ways. Tell us in the comments, have you ever visited a cave like this? Number 9. The Secret of Canyon Lake. Did you know that one of Texas's most beloved lakes was man-made to protect against floods? Canyon Lake, often called the jewel of Texas hill country, wasn't always the recreational paradise it is today. Created in 1964, when Canyon Dam was built on the Guadalupe River, this massive reservoir spans over 8,200 acres and boasts more than 80 miles of shoreline. What started as a flood control project quickly became a haven for boating, fishing, and outdoor adventures, drawing thousands of visitors every year to its serene waters and picturesque surroundings. But all this time, Canyon Lake harbored a secret, a mystery hidden beneath its tranquil surface, waiting for the right moment and the right explorers to uncover it. It wasn't until recent years that divers began to reveal the lake's most fascinating feature, a network of hidden underwater caves. These caves, sculpted millions of years ago by the slow erosion of limestone from ancient rivers, remained hidden until the flooding of the lake brought them to light. Reports of these submerged caverns first emerged from adventurous divers who noticed crevices and unusual geological formations beneath the water. As exploration continued, it became evident that Canyon Lake concealed not just cracks in the rock, but an intricate labyrinth of underwater caves, some stretching deep into the earth. The exact size of the cave system is still unknown, but preliminary studies and exploration have revealed chambers adorned with stalactites and flowstone formations. These ancient features remain remarkably preserved underwater, offering a snapshot of the Earth's geological history. Divers describe their experience entering the caves as otherworldly. The visibility is often limited and the light quickly fades, leaving only the glow of their headlamps to illuminate the chambers. Within the caves, they have found fossils of marine life that lived in Texas millions of years ago, when the region was submerged by a prehistoric sea. Some explorers have even reported unusual rock formations that resemble ancient carvings, though their origins remain unclear. The caves are also a haven for marine creatures. Certain species of fish and crustaceans, adapted to the dark underwater environment, have made these caves their home. For scientists and adventurers, these discoveries fuel curiosity about what other mysteries the caves might hold. As if the caves weren't mysterious enough, Canyon Lake has another tale to tell. When the dam was constructed in the early 1960s, the rising waters of the Guadalupe River submerged several small settlements that once thrived in the area. Among these, two notable towns, Rebecca Creek and Hancock, now rest at the bottom of Canyon Lake, their remnants frozen in time beneath the water's surface. Rebecca Creek was a small farming community, while Hancock served as a key stopping point along old trade routes. Both were abandoned when residents were forced to relocate due to the impending flood. While the buildings themselves have long since decayed, there are persistent rumors of submerged foundations, artifacts, and even sections of roads that remain visible to divers willing to brave the depths. The stories of these towns add an eerie layer of intrigue to Canyon Lake. Some believe the lake holds more than just geological formations and fossils. It could also contain pieces of Texas history waiting to be rediscovered. Stick around. There's even more to uncover in the next fact. Number 8. Caddo Lake. There's a place in East Texas that feels more like a dream than real life. Caddo Lake is unlike any other lake in the Lone Star State. It's a world of calm, dark water, winding bayous, and towering bald cypress trees draped in Spanish moss. This isn't just a lake, it's a mysterious, magical wetland that feels frozen in time. Caddo Lake stretches across the Texas-Louisiana border, but many of its most beautiful spots are right here in Texas. It's one of the few natural lakes in the state, and locals are proud of that. While other Texas lakes were created by dams, Caddo formed naturally, likely after a giant log jam changed the course of the Red River centuries ago. The first thing people notice about Caddo is the trees. The bald cypress grows straight out of the water, their roots twisting into strange, beautiful shapes. On a misty morning, with the sun just rising, the lake turns into a living painting. Light dances on the water. Shadows stretch between the trees. Everything feels quiet and sacred. This lake is rich with life. Turtles bask on logs. Herons stalk the shallows. Alligators glide silently through the water, just their eyes above the surface. Fish jump in the distance. Frogs call to each other as the sun goes down. Texans know how to protect a treasure like this, and they've kept Caddo Lake wild and full of wonder. Boating here is like nothing else in Texas. Narrow waterways twist and turn like a maze. Every bend reveals something new. You can paddle a canoe through lily-covered channels or take a flat-bottom boat out to explore the deeper waters. There's no rush on Caddo. Time slows down and the lake invites you to do the same. History runs deep in these waters. Caddo Lake takes its name from the Caddo people, who lived here long before Texas became a state. They thrived on this land, fishing, farming, and building villages along the shore. Today, their legacy is honored through preservation efforts and cultural landmarks in the area. Texans have long been drawn to this special place. Families fish from the banks, campers tell stories under the stars, and artists try to capture the lake's beauty in paint and photographs. In towns like Uncertain and Karnak, life still moves at a slower pace. People here understand that they live next to something rare and precious. Caddo Lake reminds us that Texas isn't all desert and wide-open plains. It's also mossy, swampy, and full of mystery. It's a side of Texas that many have never seen, but one that's just as powerful, just as Texan as the rest. Number 7. Big Bend National Park. Deep in West Texas, where the sky stretches wider than most people have ever seen, lies a natural treasure unlike any other, Big Bend National Park. Covering over 800,000 acres, this park is one of the largest and most remote in the country. It's a place where silence speaks, where stars seem to hang just above your head, and where nature still feels wild and untouched. Big Bend gets its name from a dramatic curve in the Rio Grande River, where the water forms a giant bend as it separates Texas from Mexico. The river winds through deep canyons carved from ancient rock, some rising hundreds of feet above the water. One of the most iconic of these is Santa Elena Canyon, with sheer walls that glow golden at sunset. The landscape here is bold and varied. You can hike through desert valleys filled with blooming cacti, then climb into forested mountains where the air turns cool and crisp. The Chisos Mountains rise up right in the middle of the park. These are the only mountain range in the United States completely contained within a national park. Texans are proud of that, and rightly so. Wildlife thrives in Big Bend. You might spot roadrunners darting across the trails or hear the howl of a coyote echoing at night. If you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of a black bear or a mountain lion. Texans take care of their land, and it shows in the way this park protects its plants and animals. The night skies at Big Bend are legendary. With almost no light pollution, the stars shine in a way most people have never seen before. On clear nights, the Milky Way spreads across the sky like a glowing river. It's no wonder this park is recognized as one of the best places for stargazing in the entire country. For generations, Texans have visited Big Bend to reconnect with nature. Families camp here, hikers challenge themselves on rugged trails, and photographers chase the perfect light across the desert. But even if you're not hiking, there's still so much to enjoy. Scenic drives take you past sweeping views, and hot springs along the river offer a quiet spot to relax and reflect. Big Bend is also a place of deep history. Native peoples lived here for thousands of years, leaving behind rock art and tools that tell their stories. Later, ranchers and settlers carved out a living in this tough land. Today, the park honors all those who came before while preserving the land for future generations. Texas is proud of its wide-open spaces, and Big Bend shows just how special they are. It's not flashy or crowded. It's not easy to get to, but maybe that's what makes it so magical. It's a place where Texans and visitors from around the world can step away from the noise and feel something bigger than themselves. Have you ever been to a place where the silence felt powerful? What do you think makes Big Bend one of the crown jewels of Texas? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Number 6. Edwards Aquifer Sinkholes. Beneath the beautiful landscapes of central Texas lies a hidden world. It's a network of vast underground caves, winding through layers of soft limestone. This is the Edwards Aquifer, a vital water source for millions of Texans. It keeps farms alive, taps flowing, and communities growing. But this natural wonder also hides a darker side. Over time, water carves deep channels through the limestone. It hollows out huge empty spaces just below the surface. These hidden voids can collapse at any moment, and when they do, they leave behind massive sinkholes that swallow anything above: roads, trees, buildings, and even people. In Bexar County, this threat became a terrifying reality. A quiet street suddenly gave way. A giant sinkhole opened right beneath a road, pulling a car into its depths. Inside that car was a part-time deputy just driving home. The ground beneath her vanished in seconds. First responders found the vehicle submerged in fast-moving water inside the hole. It was too late to save her. Events like this are rare, but they're not one-time accidents. They are part of a broader risk that's growing across Texas. As development expands and more rainwater rushes underground, the pressure on the limestone increases. Each storm, each flood, slowly chips away at the foundation under our feet. Sinkholes have appeared in San Antonio, Austin, and dozens of smaller towns. Sometimes it's just a few feet wide. Other times it's the size of a house. They can open up in parking lots, backyards, or right in the middle of the street. And most of the time there's no warning. Texans are known for their strength and resilience. We face floods, droughts, wildfires, and powerful storms. But sinkholes are different. They don't roar through with thunder or blaze with fire. They strike silently. One moment, everything looks normal. Next, the earth disappears. Despite the danger, communities across Texas continue to thrive. People adapt, rebuild, and prepare. Engineers now monitor ground stability more closely. Warning systems have improved, but nature doesn't wait for permission. The Edwards Aquifer is still shifting and changing, and it always will. That's the challenge of living in a place as bold and beautiful as Texas. The very ground we stand on is alive, shaped by ancient forces we can't control. But Texans never back down from a challenge. We prepare, we endure, and we keep moving forward. Before we dive deeper into this explosive story, please take a moment to hit that like button. It's a small action, but it helps YouTube's algorithm promote our videos to a wider audience. Number 5. Deepwater Horizon. On April 20th, 2010, a drilling platform deep in the Gulf of Mexico exploded without warning. Flames rose high into the sky as workers scrambled for their lives. The rig was called Deepwater Horizon. It had been drilling nearly 5,000 feet below the surface, tapping into one of the largest oil reserves ever discovered off the U.S. coast. The explosion killed 11 crew members and injured many more, but that was only the beginning. What followed became the worst marine oil spill in American history. Over the next 87 days, more than 200 million gallons of crude oil poured into the Gulf. The blowout preventer, a device meant to stop such a disaster, failed under the pressure. The damage stretched across the region. Coastlines were stained with thick black oil. Wetlands turned toxic. Birds and sea turtles washed ashore, covered in sludge. Shrimp boats sat idle. Fishing towns across Texas and neighboring states saw their economies collapse overnight. Texas, with its long stretch of Gulf coastline, felt the impact deeply. Tar balls reached its beaches. The tourism industry suffered. Wildlife habitats took years to recover. And offshore drilling, a vital part of the state's energy sector, came under intense scrutiny. Texans are no strangers to the power and risk of the oil industry. From West Texas pump jacks to Gulf platforms, this state has built its economy on energy. It's a source of pride and strength. But Deepwater Horizon reminded the world that even the most advanced technology can fail, and when it does, nature pays the price. Investigations later revealed a chain of bad decisions. Safety shortcuts, flawed designs, and ignored warnings all played a role. But in the end, the cost wasn't just financial. It was environmental, it was human, and it left behind scars that can still be seen today. Texans stood up in the face of disaster. Volunteers cleaned beaches. Scientists worked to protect endangered species. Lawmakers pushed for better regulations. The state responded the way it always does, with grit, with speed, and with heart. But the threat hasn't gone away. Dozens of deepwater rigs still operate off the Texas coast. Each one drills thousands of feet into the earth. Each one carries the same potential risk. And as energy demands grow, so does the pressure to go deeper and drill faster. The Gulf is a powerful ally, but also a fragile one. Its waters support wildlife, feed communities, and fuel the state. One major accident can undo decades of progress. That's the balance Texas must face. Between prosperity and protection, between energy and environment, Texans know how to overcome hardship. But we also know the value of being prepared. The lessons of Deepwater Horizon are clear. Safety must never come second, and the cost of failure is too high to ignore. Were you living near the Gulf Coast during the Deepwater Horizon spill? What changes do you think are still needed to prevent another disaster like this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 4. Wonder Cave. Did you know there's a cave in Texas where you can walk directly through an ancient earthquake fault line? Welcome to Wonder Cave, one of the most fascinating geological attractions in the Lone Star State. Nestled in San Marcos, this unique cave doesn't just offer stunning views of underground formations. It tells the story of a massive tectonic shift that shaped the landscape millions of years ago. With its rich history, quirky name, and one-of-a-kind features, Wonder Cave is a destination like no other. Wonder Cave was formed approximately 15 million years ago as the Bioluminescent fault shifted, creating cracks and fissures in the Earth's limestone. This movement wasn't just a gentle nudge. It was a dramatic shift that fractured the bedrock, creating massive underground passageways. Unlike many caves that are shaped by water erosion over time, Wonder Cave owes its existence entirely to this tectonic upheaval, making it one of the only fault-formed caves in the United States. The cave's discovery is tied to the story of a man named Mark A. Bevers, who stumbled upon it in the late 1800s while exploring the San Marcos area. What he found was unlike anything he'd ever seen: an underground labyrinth of jagged limestone walls, fossils embedded in the rock, and an unmistakable sense of geological power. Bevers knew this wasn't just another cave. It was something truly extraordinary. But why the name Wonder Cave? According to local lore, early visitors were so amazed by the cave's dramatic features that they kept describing it as a wonder. The name stuck, and it's easy to see why. Walking through Wonder Cave feels like stepping into a time machine. You're not just seeing a cave, you're witnessing the raw forces of nature frozen in time, from the fossilized remains of ancient sea creatures to the jagged scars left by the Earth's shifting plates. Today, Wonder Cave is a centerpiece of Wonder World Park, a family-friendly attraction that combines geology, history, and fun. Visitors can take guided tours through the cave, where expert guides explain its unique formation and the history of the Bioluminescent fault. One of the highlights of the tour is standing directly inside the fault line, where you can see how the Earth's crust split apart millions of years ago. It's a humbling experience that reminds you of the immense power of nature. But that's not all. Above ground, Wonder World Park offers even more to explore. There's an anti-gravity house where water flows uphill, a wildlife park with friendly animals, and a train ride through the Texas Hill Country landscape. The park's blend of education and entertainment makes it a hit with visitors of all ages. What sets Wonder Cave apart from other caves in Texas is its origin story. While most caves are carved out by water, Wonder Cave is a direct result of the Earth's tectonic drama. This gives it a rugged, raw look that feels different from the smooth, flowstone-filled chambers of other caves. It's not just a cave, it's a testament to the dynamic forces that continue to shape our planet. As you walk through Wonder Cave, you'll find fossils embedded in the walls, including remnants of creatures that lived when Texas was covered by an ancient sea. These fossils are millions of years old, offering a glimpse into a prehistoric world. Combined with the striking fault line formations, they make Wonder Cave a must-visit for geology enthusiasts and curious travelers alike. Up next, we're diving even deeper into the mysteries of Texas caves. Number 3. Houston Collapse Zone. Recent satellite images and oceanographic sonar scans have shown that sections of the seafloor near Houston are gradually sinking. This slow but steady subsidence has caught the attention of scientists who are now closely monitoring the region. The first signs appeared as subtle dips in satellite altimetry data. Areas that were once geologically stable began showing signs of uneven depression. Follow-up sonar mapping confirmed the formation of large, bowl-like indentations growing at a concerning pace. Experts believe these sinkholes are connected to the breakdown of ancient salt domes beneath the seabed. These salt formations were created millions of years ago by the evaporation of prehistoric seas. Over time, sediment layers accumulated above them, creating immense pressure. As groundwater patterns shift and weight builds up from overlying sediments, these salt domes begin to dissolve. In some cases, they collapse completely. When this happens, enormous voids are left behind, weakening the structure of the surrounding rock and sediment. Core samples taken from the region have revealed layers saturated with brine and disrupted sediment formations. These are classic signs of salt movement taking place beneath the seafloor. The dissolving salt opens up hollow spaces, which eventually lead to surface collapses. These sinkholes can appear suddenly and without warning. Some of the sinkholes recently discovered span more than 100 meters across. Many are still growing. The sudden motion they create poses serious risks to offshore infrastructure. Oil platforms, communication cables, and drilling equipment could all be affected. Even more alarming is the possibility that a major collapse could displace large volumes of water. This may lead to waves that resemble tsunamis, potentially striking the densely populated coastal regions of Texas. To track changes in real time, marine geologists have placed pressure sensors on the seafloor. They are also using 3D seismic imaging and autonomous underwater vehicles to build a clearer picture of the area. The risks are enormous. A massive sinkhole event could bring more than financial loss. It could threaten lives, shut down energy supplies, and destroy marine environments that rely on a stable ocean floor. As the Gulf continues to shift beneath Houston's offshore waters, scientists are working urgently to understand the danger and create solutions before nature takes its next step. Our team needs your help. Subscribe to our channel to help more people learn the truth about current events. And now we move on. Number 2. Gulf rumbles. Seismologists have identified a constant low-frequency vibration coming from deep below the Texas coastline. This strange signal has attracted the attention of both geologists and oceanographers, and is now being referred to as the Gulf hum. The rumble resonates at a frequency just below what the human ear can detect. It has been recorded by highly sensitive seismometers placed on the ocean floor, with readings continuing for more than a year. What makes this phenomenon especially puzzling is the lack of any clear source. It does not match the known patterns of ship noise, underwater construction, or typical earthquake activity. Some scientists believe that the Gulf hum may be caused by the movement of fluids deep underground. Pressurized water or gas could be slowly traveling through porous rock layers far beneath the seabed. Such fluid movement might weaken geological formations and reduce friction along fault lines. This could allow sudden slips to occur, generating the kind of deep vibrations now being observed. Another theory suggests that the hum may serve as an early warning of a much larger event. In other regions of the world, similar low-frequency signals have been detected just before powerful underwater earthquakes. Adding to the concern, the hum is gradually growing stronger. It also seems to be shifting its location over time, slowly moving north along the edge of the continental shelf. To study this movement, scientists have deployed advanced sound detection systems and underwater listening devices. These tools are helping them track the vibration and attempt to pinpoint its source. At the same time, researchers are building computer models to test different scenarios. They are exploring whether gas release, sediment collapse, or rising magma could explain the signal. So far, none of the simulations has fully matched the actual readings. This leaves the Gulf hum as an open question and a growing concern that continues to puzzle the scientific community. If this vibration does signal deeper geological instability, the consequences could reach far beyond Texas. The entire Gulf Coast may be more vulnerable than previously thought. Number 1. Bioluminescent zones. Strange glowing patches have started to appear on the surface of the Gulf of America. These mysterious zones are often seen near submerged fault lines and sometimes stretch for miles across open water. Both fishermen and researchers have reported encounters with these glowing areas, which turn nighttime fishing into an otherworldly experience. Swirling trails of light surround boats and cast an eerie glow that moves with the waves. The cause of the glow is massive blooms of deep-sea microorganisms. Many of these microbes are extremophiles, meaning they thrive in harsh conditions. They feed on methane and sulfur that leak from the ocean floor and respond to changes in their environment by emitting light. Species such as Vibrio harvei and other sulfur-loving bacteria can produce luminous blue, green, and red patterns that pulse with the ocean's currents. Their appearance creates surreal underwater scenes, but the science behind them is anything but comforting. What worries scientists most is the speed and concentration with which these blooms are forming. In many cases, the glowing patches have appeared in locations already known for methane seepage and recent microseismic activity. This connection suggests that the microbial activity may be tied to deeper geological shifts. Some researchers think these glowing fields may act as natural warning systems. Their sudden appearance could signal regions where gas is escaping, fault lines are becoming unstable, or the seabed itself is beginning to collapse. Underwater drones equipped with specialized cameras have filmed microbial mats glowing along the seafloor. In some areas, these mats have grown large enough to cover sections of the ocean bottom, equal in size to city blocks. Their rapid spread may be linked to a steady and increasing release of methane gas. Marine biologists are now studying the microbes' genetic material and chemical behavior. They hope to learn why these organisms are multiplying so quickly and whether their expansion could mark a shift in the Gulf's underwater chemistry. There is growing concern that if methane emissions continue to rise, they could not only destabilize the seafloor, but also worsen climate feedback cycles. These glowing patches may be more than just a natural wonder. They could be a signal that something deeper and far more dangerous is underway beneath the surface. Our team needs your help. Subscribe to our channel to help more people learn the truth about current events.